Good morning and a very warm welcome indeed to Billy's Travels. On this Lanzarote special, Billy's Travels is normally about motorhome travel, but we've took the opportunity to come to beloved Lanzarote, quite a regular here over the last 10-15 years. It's a lovely island in my view, and as you can see behind me, beautiful beaches, warm, sunny. Last week we came, probably Tuesday last week, and it got rather warm during the week, and it hit a high of 34 on Saturday. And on a night it was possibly up to 28 degrees on a night. It's quite unbearable. It's, as you can see, it's calmed down a little bit now. The weather front's moved on. It's coming back in again back end of next week, and of course we're away on Friday, having come for 10 days. This time we've come with Jet2 on a package deal, a lot better than we have done with EasyJet in the past. Pretty good, a reasonable 1,100 quid for 10 days, all inclusive, which I think is pretty good. I'll show you the hotel as we go along. I'm sat on the strip at the moment, which is approximately 3 miles from end to end, full of bars and cafes and restaurants all the way along. A few of my favourites along the way. I'm only just down the road from the hotel. I haven't ventured too far. I don't nowadays, due to my hips and one thing and another. But I'll spin you around, see if we can do the old trick, if it'll work, and show you a little bit more of the beach life. There we go, third time lucky. There we go. That's pointing up towards, going out towards Arrecife and eventually Costa de Gezi. Playa Honda is up that way, of course, along the front. Probably a couple of miles up to Playa Honda. Along the front here, it's one way, so that if you do get a bus anywhere, it drops you up the outside of town rather than coming back right around the one-way system. Talking of buses, in the past we get the bus, you get either the 161 or the number 3. The number 3 goes to Costa de Gezi and the 161 goes to Playa Blanca. And then coming back we get off in the old town near the shopping centre and walk back along the front. And it's a good day out at Playa Blanca. There's boat trips and things like that, feeding the fishes, and you go to Papagoda, I think it is, out there. Turning around the other way, I'm sat opposite Route 66, which is a very popular bar. Joe said it was absolutely rammed on Saturday night when he was there. Of course I don't venture out. I'm tucked up in bed by 9 o'clock. Waste of holiday really. As you see, looking round now towards Playa Blanca and the sunbeds. The sunbeds are about €7 a day. I think it's 10 if you want an umbrella, something like that. Not bad value, I suppose. The sea's fairly warm. I had a dip in our pool the other day. It was quite warm really when the sun was up. Not too bad at all for the time of year. Of course we don't normally come in August, September. We're more March and November people, and that suits us a lot better. It's that little bit cooler, more or less what it is today. Today is a little bit overcast and a bit cloudy, but you've got to take it as is. We had a little bit of rain this morning, walking back down towards the hotel now. There's all sorts of shops, Chinese's. There's a couple of spas up near us, Chinese shops I meant to say, and there's a money exchange, but of course people now use Monzo and Revolut and cards like that, which is a lot better. Most places take cards. There is one bar up near us which is cash. The Chinese restaurants take cards. Just be aware, as you just keep an eye out, as you look down the strip here, the black bit is for scooters and mobility scooters, and they fly along here, especially the lads on scooters too. Excuse the noise from the workmen, of course. It has to go on. Yeah, the scooters do fly up and down, so you've just got to be wary of that, of course. Right on cue, look, there you go. Just beyond where we're turning right up here, these couple of restaurants we've eaten in the Buffalo here, and Cantina we've eaten in there, pretty good. They do specials, pretty good. walking down towards where the hotel is. If you walk a little bit further on, there's a bar called The Tavern, and every night is quiz night in the tavern. My good lady and Nikki and the boy Joe go up there most nights to play the quiz. Not very successfully this time, but they have been in the past. And there's quick fire rounds where you win shots and things like that. I've been a couple of times. Yeah, it's all right. Of course, we are off the African coast in line with Morocco, if you don't know where Lanzarote is. Approximately 4 hours from Gatwick. It took us just over 4 hours from Liverpool. 4 hours does me on a plane nowadays. After that I start getting a bit twitchy and want to be off. But I think we just made it in 4 hours 50 minutes. There was a delay at the airport. We got the transfers and we were waiting for some couple that never turned up, which I think was damn rude in my view. There is a button on the Jet2 app if you want to cancel, excuse the parrots, if you want to cancel your transfers if you decide to get a taxi. It is a hike at the airport, be warned, from departure arrival lounge up to the coaches. It's quite a slog with the case, and we did struggle a bit, but we got back in time for tea, 40 minutes late, but it was all right. But I just wish people would hit that button if they don't want the transfers and not mess other people about as well. And we weren't the last drop, so maybe the people that were onwards from us didn't get any tea. I hope they did. We're going back early Friday morning. Should be back by tea time in Liverpool, and then drop Nikki and Joe off at the ferry, heading ever onwards to the Isle of Man, and we're going up to East Yorkshire to do some business again. The news on the house front, we are possibly leaving the Isle of Man. That is the big news. I hope it's all going through. I've been on with solicitors and things today, but more news with that as it happens. But the news is we are leaving the Isle of Man. There will be a more detailed blog in the very near future when we're more certain. Right, I'll turn you around now if I can just dodge the people. Looking up this side street, that's where we are. The big white building at the back, that is Los Hibiscus. More about that as we get up the hill. There is a posh restaurant here. I think it's a Chinese sort of East Asian type of restaurant. And there are various shops and a pharmacy further down. Further that way, you've got all sorts of, there's an Indian and a Chinese takeaway and a Dutch bar that does decent Sunday lunch. The name escapes me. I've been trying to think of what they call it. Right, we'll cross over the road while it's quiet, minding the scooters of course, and very deep curbs. There we go. I remember years ago when they were doing the promenade and there was peckers pecking all day digging up the stone, but they made a cracking job of it. You'll have to excuse me because it's quite a hill. This is not Cardiac Hill. Cardiac Hill is the next one along to our left at the end of the next block, and that's a lot steeper than this is. A nice steak bar here. I see they're doing specials. We went in here, what do they call it? Don Raphael, when it first opened many years ago. Nice place. And the bars across here have changed hands, and there was a cycle shop and that's been turned into a bar. As I say, I've not ventured down here much at all this time. I've stopped around the hotel, and the two bars up near the hotel I use as well, which we'll come to. Excuse me, huffing and puffing as we're walking up here. As you see, there's a spa here, and there's one at the top. Pardon the empty beer drums. They're not mine. There's a spa here that doesn't close at dinner time. The one at the top closes for a siesta at the top of the hill, pardon me. But they're well stocked to these spas, handy enough for our hotel, which is just here. This is the Viking bar. Entertainment here if you want entertainment. There is no entertainment. Thank you, sir. Gracias. There is no entertainment at the hotel, which people have complained about, but we'll get to that a bit later on. This is the Irish Viking. If you struggle for internet, just pop in and have a drink at the bars, log on to their internet. That's what I did when I first started. as long as you're drinking in their bar, you know. Right, we're coming up to the hotel now, but just before we do, just across to our left, we went in there the night before last. It's a very nice Chinese restaurant. They do takeaways. There's 3 of us went, had the set meal, a few beers, €58, and they do a set meal, and it's quite a varied menu. It's quite good. I highly recommend it. It's getting busier as well because we had to book, and we've never had to book before. Right, through these bars, Chinese shop before I get anything like there. Bought some flip-flops because I forgot to bring mine. I packed everything but my flip-flops. Getting back to the hotel, I'll do a feature on it later on, not when there's so many people about. There's a couple in the bar last night saying it's like a prison. No, it's not. It's quite secure. We have been broken into in the past, but never when we've been here at Los Hibiscus. The staff are very helpful and friendly. We of course know quite a lot of the staff that have been here for many years. Pardon me for huffing and puffing. We're nearly there. Across the road you have the Rendezvous and the Snug Bar. Now the Snug Bar is the one I was saying about. It only takes cash. The Rendezvous takes cards. Internet's very good, and I used to sit there in the morning 10 o'clock and do my business. They don't mind as long as you're drinking there. Down the little path alongside the Rendezvous, if you walk all the way down there, it brings you to Hablas Bermudas bar complex where we used to stop. And probably on Thursday we'll nip down there for lunch. I like going down there, having a couple of beers at lunchtime and a burger just for a change. We are all inclusive, but every now and again we pop out for a meal like I've just said. So that's probably what we'll do on Thursday. Of course, we used to stop at Hablas Bermudas before we found Los Hibiscus here. Of course, there's the swimming pool, which I'll show you in more detail later. The bar and the smoking bar as well. That's open from 10:30, but it shuts at 11, which in my view is pretty good. There's plenty of bars down the strip and out and about. The Vikings open till gone midnight with entertainment. If that's what you want, go out and get it, you know. You can drink enough beer in our bar till 11 o'clock and then go out. There's a cash machine here if you need cash, but be warned, it's €6. I took some out the other day and it charged me €6. Right, that's about it for now. I'll join you at lunchtime. Bye for now. Good afternoon, and here we are at the restaurant, which is at the far end of the complex. There's the spa I was talking about before, and where that wagon is the street where I came up. The restaurant, of course, is here. See? I've got kind permission from the management. Thank you to Sam and to Gabrielle and all the staff, of course, for letting me have a quick scoot round before all the traffic comes in. Here are the times: 8 till 10:30 for breakfast, 1 till 3 for lunch, and 7 o'clock till 9:30. Just come out the way, let the cleaners get out the way. So they're just the finishing touches, and we'll be in a bit, so see you then. So as I said, kind permission of Gabrielle and the staff here. As we better take my sunglasses off and be helpful. Right, it's been a bit of controversy about the food here, so I thought I want to set the world right about the food. It's a 2-star hotel. What do you expect? I think the food's pretty good. Food is a personal preference. The idea is just to give you a snapshot of what the food is. Right, so you come in there, you swipe your pass, which is like this. You swipe it as you come in, tell them how many you are, 2 or 4 at a table, and then you put your stuff on the table and get your food. The staff are very good. We've got soup, normal soup, changes from day to day. A bit of a salad bar here as you're going along. Plates are underneath. Again, salad bar. Beer, but not for breakfast. wine, sangria, soft drinks, fruit juices, tea, coffee. In the morning, at the back here, that's the omelette bar. You can have an omelette in the morning. They used to do steaks and all stuff like that a few years ago, but they just do omelettes now. So then you come around the corner, you've got a selection of bread rolls on the back there with fresh butter and everything. And now we start the hot food along here. Rice today, chips, spaghetti, fish, have to excuse me while I read them, hake and mustard, vegetable lasagna, meatballs in sauce, some sort of broccoli by the looks of it, mixed rice, pick another one, rice and chicken, what that is, potatoes of course, still haven't finished setting up, fruit, always plenty of fruit, jellies, cakes, creams, rice pudding, all sorts of bits and pieces, and the staff are very good. They clear your plates away quite nicely, so you go on to the next course. You can go around, of course, as many times as you like if you so desire. In the morning there are toasters which are covered up, of course, now, so you can have toast. The breakfast menu is pretty extensive as well, cereals, fruit, yogurts and all stuff like that. There's an ice bucket, as you can see, and wine. I think there's white wine, red wine, and a rosé as well. Amstel beer. The beer takes some pouring, it's quite frothy, but there is an art to it once you get to it. But all in all, I think it's not bad. The restaurant caters for 125, so there's you can always get a seat, and there's air conditioning at the back end of it. I think the food's all right. I say the food is a preference. We don't eat here every night, but something you might like, I might not. And it's very hard to cater for everybody's taste, but there's always something you can have for tea or breakfast or dinner. There's always something you can have. But in 10 days we'll go out just for a break a couple of times. Right, so that's the tour of the restaurant. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you, sir. See you soon. Right, it's goodbye from the restaurant for now. Bye now. Right, I've come down to the pool area. It looks a little quiet down here, so I'll try and get through to the bar. If it don't work, it don't work. This is my rock. I come and sit here in the morning from early doors, waiting for my sunbed. It's no great rush. The pool doesn't open till 9 o'clock. I come and sit down here, and I like watching the day unfold, and watching the cleaners and the ground staff here are constantly at it. You know, they work 12 hours a day, and they keep the pool in a reasonable condition. Like all the staff, they're very good here. The restaurant's very clean, and so are the rooms. We'll do a tour of the room later on in the week once the cleaners are been in, and we'll have to tidy it up, believe you me. The reception area is just behind this cactus tree here. Receptionists are very good, obviously they speak English. 4 lasses, I think, take it in turns, and the management staff here are very good. There's a smoking area down here, of course, a vaping area, and then of course you've got the bar. Now the bar's open from 10:30, but it shuts at 11 at night, like I said. So but there's plenty to do on the strip if you want to go out partying or whatever, you know, be my guest. And there's plenty going on down there. They don't have entertainment in the bar, which I think is a good thing if you're like me on a holiday, bit of a quiet night. They're sitting playing cards and things like that. So we'll just wander through very quickly and try and not get in anybody's way or anything. Gabrielle, who I just spoke to, sometimes works the bar down here, and Mercedes, a shout for Mercedes. She works in an afternoon. She's a lovely woman, she really is. And the staff here we go. There's all sorts of beers, spirits, all sorts, cocktails, whatever you want. And also there's, I'll see if I can sneak through here. Excuse me, everybody. And there's bits and pieces of food here as well, look. Sometimes they do sandwiches, pizzas, cakes, all sorts, some donutty things, I think muffins, as we call them, mixed pastries. The bar staff again are very good. Soft drinks all day long. Of course, it's all inclusive. We priced the difference between half board and all inclusive, and I think it was about £40 difference. So, you know, you'll soon spend that on a day on bits and pieces, tea and coffee and things like that. I'll do a shot of the pool later on tonight because it's quite nice how it's all lit up on a night. and there's nobody about, and it's quite spectacular from the other side of the pool area. So until then, bye for now. Good evening and welcome back to the channel. As promised, I don't know how this is going to work. As promised, a bit of a night shot of the pool when it's quiet. We're facing away from the pool, looking down the hill as I walked up this morning, past the Viking, the Chinese and the Spa, and down below is more sunbed area. This, as we turn round and the camera catches up, this is the main pool area looking towards the bar. There we go. Now, our room is more or less to the where that sign is, the green sign, run down to the top of the roof of the bar, and where the second room is on the right hand side on the first floor. It's quite handy for the pool area, straight into the pool area. You walk round the back and come out beside the reception area, which is there in that direction, around to the canteen and out onto the street. And of course the restaurant is at that end. Where I went today is at that end of the bar, that end of the complex. And over there you've got the Rendezvous and the Snug Bar, where we popped in for a beer earlier on this evening. Pardon me. So that's it. It's a nice tranquil area at this time of night. We've stopped in most of the rooms, the best ones to the left hand side, room 412, 410, 48, anywhere on the top floor of the big block, which is there. Any of those rooms up there are very nice. They've got a beautiful view of the beach and on towards the old town from there. Tomorrow we'll wait, well, as I said, we'll wait while the cleaners are finished, and we'll do a little buzz around the room and then try and get this loaded tomorrow evening, depending how the internet is. The internet at the hotel, by the way, it's not brilliant. It really isn't. We never use it. I think it's €20 for a week or something like that, I'm not sure, but we never use it because we use the bars, or of course we're on EE, so you pay extra and just use your normal data, pay extra for the roaming data. But there we go, I'll go and have a beer and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Bye now. Good morning and welcome to the final part of the Lanzarote Los Hibiscus special. We're sat up here by the reception. The final part is I'll take you for a look round our room. But before that, I'd like to thank the 5 subscribers who subscribed in the last 48 hours. Thank you very much. Especially to Terry from Sunderland, nice chap. Derek, of course, his mate. Also, I think the other one was Andy, I'm not sure, forgive me, from Scunthorpe, who works for Tesco's. I met him in the bar the other night, but only briefly because he was going home. And of course to Gabrielle, who finally subscribed to our channel. Thank you one and all. And a chap I met in the pool, possibly one of them's him, I'm not sure. Didn't catch his name, but thank you one and all. Right, we'll see how we go, see if we can turn this damn bloody camera around. We're sat up, as I said, by reception. I'm looking out towards the Atlantic Ocean as we are, and towards our pool. I'll spin you around and take you for a walk around the back if we can, if it'll work. Good Lord, it's worked. The second time lucky. Right. God, excuse me. I've got a bit of a cold since I've been here. I think I've been overdoing it in the pool. Right, this is the reception area here. You check in there, and to save going up and down the dreaded hill here, you can walk round the back of the reception round to where our room is. We're 218B. We've been round here before a few years ago. There's washing machines here to use if you need any washing doing while you're here. To save bringing things up, just let this gentleman through. Can't stop the staff working here, they're always very busy. We've worked out there must be 140 rooms here, So I'm not exactly sure on that number, but it takes some looking after, and there's plenty of staff going on and they work tirelessly to give us a nice holiday. That's the stairs and the lift area, and we're just along here. I've left the door open so it's easier. 218. Of course, all the rooms are virtually the same. Door doesn't fit very well. Right, this is the lounge and living room area. Obviously, I think that settee thing puts together as like another bed if there's three of you sharing. TV, we've never watched a TV. They do have kettles in the room, which is quite good really. Fridge. We've only got water in the fridge, nothing much really, because of course with us being all inclusive, it's you just get tea and coffee and what have you down there by the bar. You either have a balcony with a sea view, or a balcony, or a ground floor balcony. This is our balcony here, and we're overlooking the pool bar toilets, and we can just see the sea out to there. That's the way through to the pool bar and down to the pool, obviously, and then down the other block down there, and the camera catches up round there towards the restaurant and reception, and up and away out onto the street, of course. So back into the room. Quite a big area, quite spacious. Every 2 days we get cleaners. Say it's every day, but it isn't. It's virtually every 2 days. That's the shower area. There's always hot water. I've never had a problem. They've altered. They used to have like a bath in there when we first came here, and they've altered now to walk-in showers. Of course, moving with the times. Hairdryer. Not that we need a hairdryer. Me or Curly. And round the back to the bedroom. There's the bedroom area. There are opening windows at the back, but with it being onto like a walk past, I don't like really leaving them open. You could leave them open to get a draft through when it's warm, but there was only those few nights when it was really, really warm. Of course, wardrobes, and there is a safe, but you pay extra for the safe. I think it's €3 a day, something like that. Which we do to put all our documents and bits and pieces in. Not that we carry much cash nowadays, it's all cards. So that's about it really. That's all there is to see. The rooms, there used to be, used to have to put your card in a slot on the wall here to keep the electric on, but they've done away with that in the last couple of years. And as I've said, last November I think it was, it changed here to adults only, so no children. I think that was the problems they had. Excuse me. I think that was the problems they had with the little kiddie that fell in the pool. Luckily he was all right after a short stay in hospital. Right, onto the balcony for a bit of a summary. About the complaints about this place, I don't think they found it really. A couple of the complaints were, the main one, with it being warm, there's no air conditioning in the room, and they don't say it's got air conditioning in the room. And another woman said there was no towels on the sunbeds. Now, it's 2-star, it's reasonable, and it's well kept. I'm afraid if you want 4-star, go and pay 4-star money. Like I said before, just over 1,100 quid for the 10 nights. That's everything. Transfers, flights, the lot, which I don't think is half bad. So if you came for a week, it's probably about 800 quid for a week. That's all inclusive. If you want towels on your sunbeds and air conditioning and a la carte food, go down the road towards the old town and go out of the old town or go to the Sol. You'll be paying a lot more than what you do here, I will tell you that now. And just one note for the staff. They work tirelessly, they really do, and they never stop. They're always on the go. Like I said about the pool groundsman, 12 and 14 hours a day he works. There he is, right on cue, bless him. And when he's not tending the pool, he's helping people with the cases up and down the hill, and he's helping the cleaners. He never stops. There he goes. I should get his name really. Gabriel will tell me, I'm sure. But he's had a couple of days off, bless him. The staff never stop at you, and it's all right saying the staff are grumpy, but you'll be grumpy. Sometimes you're working 14 hours a day, and you just beggars belief. Some people. I know we're on holiday and we're paying for a service, but give them a bit of slack, will you? Dear me. And I always say that in the Isle of Man, the TT goes along and all that, and you forget how hard the hoteliers work. And it's the same here. They really do. Cleaning, changing the beds around, anything you want. I went and got some more pillows and things like that. It was never a problem. Nothing's ever a problem. Just go and see them. They're pretty good. Anyway, I won't waffle on anymore. I've said my piece. I love it here. I really do. It's convenient, it's handy, it's nice and friendly, and I say over the years I've got to know most of the staff here, and we have a good crack with them as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Los Hibiscus Lanzarote special. I'm sorry I didn't do much more along the prom, but I don't venture very far. But come and see. It's a lovely place to explore. We've done all the trips in years gone by. We've gone up to Timpan Fire and we've done the wine stuff and things like that. We just come now to relax by the pool. Today started a bit cloudy. Sun's come out, always does. Tomorrow's forecast a bit of rain from dinner time. But of course we'll be packing up tomorrow, so I'll save that till tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Billy's Travels will be back on the road on Friday, and we'll try and do a blog before we go back to the Isle of Man. We are going back to the Isle of Man on the 6th of October for however long it takes, and hopefully before Christmas we hope to be into our new home, but more about that as it progresses. We'll see how we go with that one. So bye for now.